Hi there. I want to talk today about depression at work. So, when you have a career and you face depression, it can be really challenging and hard to get up and say, you know what, I'm going to go to work. Part of the reason it's such a hard thing for us to do is we lose the energy that we used to have. Many of us feel slow and tired, and if we're depressed, it can be very, very challenging to pick up and go to work. There are some that have their own company, and when they're depressed, it can be tough and difficult to stay motivated, to keep trying. And I want to share that adversity has the potential to grow and make us stronger. Many with depression have seen dark days and feel like they don't know how to get up. I want to give a couple tips today to get stronger. The first is the inner talk you have is so vital. And when we're depressed, often our minds trick us into saying negative things. We can call ourselves a failure or a loser, or that we've made too many mistakes, and we can really beat ourselves up. And I learned many years ago the value in positive affirmations. I often read in Louise Hay's book talking about how to do affirmations. And what this means is you can say a couple of things to yourself every day. For example, I often say to myself, I feel wonderful, I feel terrific, I feel healthy. And when you first say that, you might say, well, I don't really feel wonderful, or I don't really feel terrific, or I don't really feel healthy. But what I learned was by doing it every single day, several times a day, it slowly became a pattern, and I started to believe those thoughts. And now some days I wake up, and if I'm tired, I say, I feel wonderful, I feel terrific, I feel healthy, and I actually start to feel better. And I've learned that many of us have been brought up and told ourselves negative things. We're not good enough, we're a failure, we're a loser. And when we keep that playing in our mind, it just gets harder and harder to work and harder to live. And I want to say to you that another positive step is seeing a therapist. So if you're really having a hard time, maybe you find someone to talk to you that can listen and support you. Maybe they can talk about cognitive behavioral strategies to allow you to change your thinking, and then you don't have to battle things all on your own, because sometimes those of us with depression, we try to deal with it all on our own. We say, oh, I don't want to tell anyone, or we're embarrassed to admit it. And I found as a man, many adult males struggle to admit that they face depression. In some cultures, even in Latin culture, it's looked down upon to be depressed or emotional. And I really think that's baloney. I think that if you have depression, it doesn't mean you're weak, doesn't mean you're a failure, doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means that you need to get support and get help. Statistics say over 350 million people suffer from depression. So that just puts an idea of how many people have this and how hard it can be, right? 350 million people. That's such a huge, massive number, and it doesn't mean you're a bad person if you're one of them. And I also want to say that when you're in a depression, everything can seem dark and gloomy, and you may not understand how it could get better. But I try to tell those I work with that, you know what, tomorrow could be a time you work with your therapist and you feel better. You may find a job opportunity. Your business may start to succeed. You may, find someone to fall in love with. You may make new friends. You may, find something that makes you happy, that's positive and inspirational. Even if you have addictions, you may break them and start on a better path. And you have to hold on, because sometimes when we have depression, we can feel like giving up, but it's those that have the courage say, I'm seeking support, I'm seeking help, I'm not going to battle this all on my own, I'm going to keep going one day at a time, I'm going to stay hungry and motivated and driven, and I'm going to keep trying to get better. Then we can do well in our work, we can do well in our lives, and we can be happier. I want to just thank you for watching this video here. I think any of us that have faced depression know how hard and difficult it can be. And just being brave enough to watch this means that you're a survivor, you have a strong mind, and you're willing to take some energy to learn about these topics. I do a coaching program by phone. You can learn about it on my website below. And I pray for you today that things get better. Whatever has been happening in your work, in your life, I hope it improves. And I really thank you for taking some time to watch this video. You have a wonderful